Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 38 of the PTFooty Podcast. With me here today, I got Sam.
Hello, everyone. How is your day going or night going, depending on where you live?
Probably terrible.
Well, for some,
Well, let's say 70% of our viewers.
I'll agree. Fair enough.
um, so, yeah, it was. So, Zach couldn't make it, and neither Kevin. I tried a couple guests, but no one's really available, so we decided to do it ourselves.
We
Uh,
did.
so, it's going to be interesting, I suppose. We'll see how we'll fare. At least we got a couple questions, so that helps out a little bit. I know that we probably got a couple during the week, if I'm not mistaken, that you sent, and a couple ones that we got today. So
Yeah.
that could that's gonna help us. So
I've
I'm just
also,
gonna
if you
quick
don't mind me interrupting, I'm just saying
go
that
right ahead.
from me,
Yeah,
it's going to be a bit of a ranty podcast for myself. I'm not sure if
it's
Peter's
gonna
going
be
to go
for
the same
both, I
way.
think. Yeah, I think
Okay,
so. It might
fair
be.
enough.
It might be. So get ready, just sit down, relax, and listen to two people moan about their clubs. It's basically what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just gonna mention that Porto was 7-0. Like I'm not even gonna give the lineups anything at all. So just like they won 7-0. That was a thing.
Indeed. Very good
Um,
performance.
unless they're not kind of trash anyway. So,
Well,
but
yeah,
I won't
but
take
still,
anything away from
7.
them. Yeah, but they're last. So I mean, Tondela plays better than them. So.
Fair enough.
Let's get into the nitty gritty of this stuff because this is what really matters. Also, we're gonna kick things off with Sporting here. Obviously, the elections happened. We're gonna talk about that after the game, okay?
Yep, that's fine with me.
All right. So Sporting tied Guimarães. Alan Ruiz scored for Sporting, and Marega scored for Guimarães. So yeah, Marega back to scoring after like 10 games without a goal. It's great timing.
Yes, indeed.
Rui Patricios in goals, Camoto, Coates, Paulo e Verenes Gaio across the back, so os Gaio playing left back. William Carvalho and Bruno Cesar in the midfield. Yeah, Bruno Cesar in the midfield as number 8. Gelson Martins and Brian Ruiz on the wings. Alan Ruiz in behind Bas Toast. Just to start on a positive note, Sam, I kind of think that the Alan Ruiz Bas Toast connection is gelling a little bit.
Yes, it's been fantastic the last couple of games. I believe Ana Ruiz has gone on a consecutive 5 matches with a goal. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hmm
I'm fairly sure
I
I'm
think
correct there.
so. Something about that. 4 or 5. I believe it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5 or 4,
So.
indeed. So, yeah,
Hmm
positive. Bastos as well, very unselfish with the goal. He could have had an open header, but he gave it straight to Ana Ruiz, which I respect him for. Shows that he's a team player more than anything.
hmm
I'm not sure where to go with the positives. Patricio actually had a decent game as well. Something we can't expect of him. The last couple of games he's played, he's been on form. I'm trying to think of it much. I can't really think of much of it. Actually, one more. Bruno Cesar did cover a fantastic amount of ground in that game. So fair play to Bruno Cesar.
Probably did kind of bailed you out a lot.
Oh, he's been fantastic. He's been one of our best players this season, in my opinion.
So I was telling my dad that the good stuff is that finally we have a center back for the future. It's about time. Because he was great, and then he got put on the bench, and now he's back to play, which is good for us. So
Indeed.
I'm happy with that. So how did Guimarães do in your opinion? Like, I thought that Salish played really well. I don't know if you agree with me or.
I agree with you to an extent, but I know I'm complaining a lot, but he did get 7 fouls, and on the 7th foul, he did get a yellow card. In my opinion, a bit too
Yeah,
much to get the first yellow.
yeah, a lot of. I mean, there was a guy that played Benfica where he got like 5 fouls in like 5 minutes. So I mean, no yellow. So I mean,
It's
he
just
fouls a lot though. I'll give you that. That's 100% true.
it's just something the refs need to work on. Really, they need to have like a certain amount of rules to say however many. Like, do you know in basketball it's like 5 fouls and it's like
Mhm.
they say, I don't want to get sent off, obviously, but it should be like, so say 2 or 3 fouls from the same player and it's a yellow card. But, it didn't really change anything in the game for us. But I thought,
No, I think that some of the fouls, sorry, just,
that's fine.
interfere there, but some of the fouls I think also come in like, they're little fouls,
But
like
they
a
add
little
up,
push, a little pull. And then when you were like, oh, we held 7 fouls, how did that happen, How did we not get a yellow when like 70% of those fouls were just, little tugs and pulls and,
Yeah.
So
I thought Guimarães played. They didn't give us a moment's rest. They were always attacking. They played decent defensively as well. And yeah, Guimarães. Everyone knows they're a good team. That they're very underrated, in my opinion. Always play decent football against the big teams. So yeah, that's pretty much what I say on Guimarães. Did you like my new picture, by the way? In case you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy it. I think it's really good.
I'm actually going to try and find a picture from every game. So the next game, I'll try and find a picture that suits my mood. So there you go. That suits my mood at the moment.
Hopefully it's a crappy picture then.
I'll get the one of Bruno de Claro crying if that's the case.
You should keep this one though. You should keep this one. Should be our Avi as well on Twitter because it's good.
I was thinking about that actually.
You should do it. So I mean, yeah, like the game was kind of like well played. I think Guimarães was always like, they were always in it. It
was an interesting game. It wasn't boring at the slightest. There was always chances. You never thought, wow, this game is boring. This game, nothing happening. It was constant attacking. So from a neutral, it's a good thing.
It was a good game because you could feel it. Like both teams could win this game, even though like Sporting was winning 1-0. They're like, oh, Guimarães can definitely score 2 goals on this team, and like not taking anything away from your club,
of course.
But it could happen. Like they're the type of team that don't give up. And they give fight, and they have the good players for it. They have good players, so I mean that always helps.
Yeah.
I thought Hernani played well as well. Maybe not as flashy as I wanted him to be, but he did well. And Bruno Gaspar as well had a decent game. I think we're gonna talk about him in a bit as well. For a little bit of news.
Yeah, a bit.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the game was kind of even, and I guess the draw isn't a bad result for both teams. I mean, given on what was played, because obviously it's a bad result for Sporting, but like given the game that was played, it's not really a bad result.
And there were 2 penalty decisions. Well, sorry, 2 penalty shouts. I think both on Marega.
One was on Hernani. For sure.
Oh, okay, my apologies. So the first one for Marega, I don't think was a foul, but the second one on Hernani, I would say that is probably a penalty. So
that is definitely a penalty.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely a penalty. I was like, oh, the hell did he not like give that? Because that's like a certain penalty, in my opinion. The first one's like debatable because you can say it isn't, but at the same time, Rui kind of did.
The only reason I said the first one wasn't because the ball had already gone past both of them, so there was no chance in there Marega getting the ball. So maybe that's why he didn't give it. That's why I assume he didn't give it.
Yeah, because there's contact.
Yeah, of course.
There's contact. If people, if you would have called it, people could say, oh, but there's contact there on that play. So it's not like if it was given, it would be like a big. Like it wouldn't be
I'm
a
not
big
sure if you
deal.
noticed, there wasn't a lot of complaints from the Guimarães side either. It was literally just went down and just So maybe also one of the reasons.
You said that, and I was like, okay, but yeah, at least that's kind of good though, because you don't really like to see players complain and get yellows because of that. So kind of like what happened with Dembele with Benfica. So that's just stupid. So if the players can just avoid doing that, I mean, I don't really mind it. It doesn't mean that it's less of a penalty if they don't complain, but I do get your point.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to go on to the rant part of the podcast.
I mean, there's nothing else to talk about this game, basically, so for sure.
First up, Ricardo Ezegallo. I am not his biggest fan. If you watched the podcast before, you know I'm not his biggest fan. But why on earth did George Jesus play him at left back? That's what I really want to know. In the post-match interview, he said because of his pace. He is pretty quick, like not quick, but above average, faster than Jefferson and Zegler, I would say. But he still is one of the worst left back, right backs wherever he plays in this club's history. And we've had a lot of shitty left backs, excuse my language. But I can't help but swear at this lack of judgment, I guess. It's just unbelievable. And I'm not sure if you listened to the post-match interview as well. George Jesus said he, as a guy, did everything that he expected him to do. So what did George Jesus expect him to do? Did he expect him to be that bad? And was like, oh, fair enough. You've done what I expected. Because if you saw the match, you'd see all the balls came from the left side, which was Zagayo's side. So, yeah, he's just awful. I don't know why he gets picked. Shouldn't he suits a team like Rio Ave. No disrespect to them, I'm not calling them awful, but he just doesn't suit a team like Sporting. None of the big three in England, to be fair. He's just awful. I'm not sure if you agree with me on any of those.
I thought he was decent a couple of years ago. Maybe something stalled his development, the fact that he wasn't playing, because I rated him. So I think it just happens. Two things happen with certain players. They reach their peak quite young, and like he's 22 and he's never going to get better. Or the fact that they didn't play a lot just kind of stalls their development.
If that's his peak, then Jesus, he must be.
Exactly, but it might happen because you think he's young, so you're like, oh, he's young, he can develop, and he ends up like actually just reached his peak, and he's not going to get any better than that,
In my opinion, he suits a left midfielder or a left winger more than he does a defender.
Because he can't defend.
Exactly. Yeah, so good point there. I was going to say something else about Ezegayo. Can't actually remember. Lost my train of thought.
He's bad.
He's bad. Let's just leave that. He is bad. He's awful. Just get him out. I just don't want him in my club anymore, honestly. So yeah. And on to the next point. This is so. There's a guy who was throughout the whole game. This was in the 70th minute, 71st, when Guimaraes scored, and George Jesus substitutions. Why? Castaños has not scored in a year and a half. I know these are players I always bash on the pod, but it's true. He brings on Castaños and Joel Campbell, two of the worst performing players in this whole team this season, and we've had a lot of bad players. When they came on, and I was just thinking, I said it in the group chat, you've got those two coming on who are on high wages and are bad. Meanwhile, you've got Podence, Mateus Pereira, and Francisco Geraldes getting splinters on their ass from watching from the bench, watching absolute shit play. Honestly, it blows my mind how bad these substitutions were. Did you see the stats on Castaños' time, by the way?
No.
3 possessions of the ball, 3 possessions lost. Not a single shot on target as well. Not a single shot, full stop even. That's how bad he was. And Joel Campbell, if I asked Zach to make a compilation of him, it'd literally just be a useless twat for 30 minutes just walking around the pitch. He offers nothing to this team.
He did score against Tondela.
Back in 2016.
And people made some funny comparisons with that. I don't know if you saw it. Like it was something like Marega scores in the 70th minute to tie the game, runs for the ball, scores on the 90th minute against Tondela and celebrates like a madman.
Yeah. It's just, I honestly, so at the start, I can admit when I'm wrong. At the start, when we signed Joel Campbell, I was over the moon. Because he had a decent season at Arsenal coming off the bench. And we all know that we thought he was going to, I'm not sure if you thought, but I thought he was going to come to Portugal and tear this league up, honestly. I thought he'd be amazing. And plus the 8 million buyout clause from his loan deal as well. I thought that was absolutely mental. But now it shows why Arsene Wenger, Arsene Wenger gets a lot of stick. He got a lot of stick for sending him out on loan. I now see every reason why he did that. He is useless, he is lazy, and he offers nothing to this team. Take a breath.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I mean, yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans were like, oh my God, play Joe Campbell, he's so good, yada, yada, yada. And now I'm like watching the games and I'm just like, what the hell did you guys see on him? Because he doesn't really do anything at all.
I remember 2014 World Cup. He was outstanding as well, playing striker for Costa Rica. I think he scored like 3
maybe
goals.
because he fits. Again, I think it goes. What I tell you is that sometimes these players just stall in their development because they're not playing.
But at the start, he was playing though. I think the reason.
No, I don't mean with Sporting. I mean back in 2014.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He got like Wenger refused to loan him out and never played him, and that just hurts.
Yeah, that I agree. But George Jesus played him at the start of the year quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then he realised that he doesn't defend and he's lazy and just walks around for the whole game. So get him off. Bring on next time, George Jesus. Bring on Podence. Bring on Mateus Pereira. Drop Joel Campbell. Drop Castaños.
He's not the right manager for it.
Castaños shouldn't even be in the B team. Let's be honest. We signed him for 2 million. 2 million for a guy who has not scored in a year and a half.
By the way.
Oh, yeah, I know. But
Carvalho's signing.
Yeah, but George Jesus doesn't have to bring him on, does he? He doesn't have to play him.
I mean, you're president.
Oh,
so,
well,
I think what's worse is that you get rid of Andre that was kind of scoring and just kept Castaños.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Bastos gets injured, we have to do with Castaños as a starting striker. That is the stuff of nightmares for Sporting fans.
Alan Ruiz is going to start, bro.
Oh, that's a good shot, actually.
Castaños starts.
Well,
he's just not going to.
Whatever you say. Okay, Castaños and Joel Campbell are done for now, unless I think of something else as I go along. Next point, Brian Ruiz. How is he still in this team? He is awful. Like, he was good last year, no doubt about it. Best player for us. I won't even... John Maris Slimani may be up there. But still, he is old, no offence. He cannot run anymore. He doesn't seem interested. And he still plays every single game. Can someone please tell me why? Why Podence is on the bench, like I said, getting splinters on his arse. He is hard-working. He can play left wing or behind the striker, but then you can move Van Ruiz out to left wing or do whatever. Just play Podence on the left wing. But Brian Ruiz, who has done nothing for this team this year, he scored a goal. What game was it? 2 games ago. I don't remember who we played. But
don't ask me.
I'm not
the Sporting.
I think it was Estoril. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was Estoril.
So he scored a goal against Estoril, and apparently does that give him the free pass? He scored against Estoril, and George Jesus is like, oh yeah, see, he scored. He's a good player. This is that. No, he's awful. He should have been dropped December, November. Any of that. So Castaños should have been sent to the B team. Joel Campbell should have just sat on the bench for the rest of the season, or should have cancelled his loan if that cost us anything.
I think it's like unfair how you cancel Markovic's loan and just kept Joel Campbell.
Markovic was we should have cancelled both on Markovic. Markovic, I'm telling you, he was a secret agent. I'm telling you, he deliberately played bad for Sporting. He's one of the best players in their team.
He is because he's really good. But my point was that if you Markovic's loan, you can cancel Joe Campbell's and just bring back Yuri.
That is good. Yuri is a good player as well. I think he would definitely take.
Why would you not want a player from the house and rather than start a player that's not even yours? It's a loan player.
Because it's George Jesus, and he doesn't play youth players, does he? He played, like I said, against Estoril, we brought Podence on for 5 seconds. It was literally 5, and the ref blew the whistle.
Benfica played their last game of the season 3 years ago, right? When Benfica won the first campeonato. So they went to the Dragão on the last week of the championship, and he played Lindelof and Funes Mori and the likes of those guys, and he didn't play Bernardo Silva. He literally brought him on with 5 minutes to play.
We all give a lot of sticks to George Jesus about the players, and he doesn't produce. But he has done
players, I think.
Portuguese. I was going to say because he's produced David Luiz. He came out of George Jesus' system.
And even Fabio Coentrão, but he's one of the exceptions.
Matic as well. There's a few decent ones as well.
I really liked Ramirez. I know people have dual opinions about him, but I think when he left Benfica, he was really good.
Yeah, he was. We had the discussion about we got a question on this as well. I won't spoil it yet. So I think I've got around
if
two
it's
more.
like on topic, if you want, you can.
No,
ask it.
I'll save it. It's fine.
Okay.
I've got two more complaints.
Go ahead.
Bruno Cesar, I said he played a decent game. He covered a lot of ground. But why did Pellegrini not start instead of him? Pellegrini had a good game against Estoril.
Because I agree with JJ on this one.
I'm afraid not.
I don't play two defensive mids. You just don't. You're the better team. You're not going to play two guys that don't know how to attack.
But it would work, honestly, because Pellegrini is a good player. He's much better than Bruno Cesar.
I heard Pellegrini was not that good against Rio, by the way. I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, so I don't really know. But
I thought he was okay, and I still think he's better than Bruno Cesar.
He might be, but I don't play him as a number 8. I don't. I rather have Bruno Cesar. The thing that I'm more worried about is the fact that you have to go to Bruno Cesar, and you don't even have another attacking midfielder.
We got rid of Marcelo Melli, who apparently was supposed to be the next big Argentinian prospect. We kept Bruno Cesar, who is awful. I don't care if he had a good game against Guimarães. He's been awful, and he always will be awful.
I think overall he's not. Overall, though, he gets a lot of stick, though. I don't think he's like unplayable. So to be fair,
stick is deserved mostly, in my opinion.
I'm just saying. It's my opinion. I'm not saying he's great, but you're probably not going to lose games because of him. That's just
I disagree. Point. It depends where he plays. Actually, if he plays left back, we are going to lose games because he can't defend.
For God's sakes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
That's JJ thing, though.
So, and then what was my last point? Hold up, let me just look. Oh, I've totally lost. I have. Hold on.
We're experiencing some trouble. Technical difficulties. Please wait.
I think all I was going to say, I believe, if I remember it, I'll bring it up. So for the next match, Podence needs to play instead of Brian Ruiz. I don't care. If he plays Brian Ruiz, I'll be seriously pissed off. I'm pissed off now just thinking about it. But if he plays Podence, if he plays Bruno Cesar, if Joel Campbell is even anywhere, and Castanos even anywhere near that team, I will go on a bitch fit. A bitch fit. Honestly.
Great. Is that rant over? Or is it the start of the rant?
No, one last thing. It's not a rant, but I recently did an article on why Sporting win the league in the next 5 years on the PTFooty Podcast website. If you would check that out, it'd be very good. It's in the link of my Twitter profile, which is at Sam Fonseca with 2 A's, and I've also tweeted out twice on the PTFooty Podcast account. So thank you for that. That's all I've got on the rant side.
Except for Bruno Carvalho being your president again.
That's not ranty for me. I'm happy.
I mean, he starts off his new term on a very good manner.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say, by the way, about the rant thing. So I saw a lot of sporting fans on Twitter saying it's because the elections ended at 1 sleep, and that is stupid. That is stupid. I just don't know how to reply. That is stupid. Footballers, no matter how late they went to bed, they should still be fully fit for the next game. So there you go. That was my.
I'm 100% sure that 99.9% of the players did not stay up to
probably
get elected. They're players. Maybe they don't really care.
Adrian, well, obviously he didn't play, but he voted. I saw him vote on the thing. George Jesus as well.
I
wonder who they voted for.
I wonder too.
And I think a lot of sporting gifts will agree with me in saying that they wanted Bruno to be re-elected. 91%. Was it 91? 91%?
No, it was 85.
Oh, sorry, 85% would agree. So
yeah,
he did get off to a bad start.
You get what you wish for.
Yeah, whatever. I know what you're trying to imply here.
I'm still waiting for him to become a good president like he was on his first year.
Well,
if he does that, then I'm okay with it. Is he?
So, anyway, my condolences go to Paulo Madeira. Obviously, I didn't want him to
Pedro
become
Madeira.
president. Yeah, who did I say?
Pau.
Oh, that's close enough. He lost the election. I shouldn't even remember his name by now. So yeah, condolences
At least
to
he
you,
was
my
there,
friend.
and I thought he had good plan on Bologna. I think he should have gained a lot more votes with that. But
He also, I'm not sure if you saw, he said that he'd bring on the Shakhtar Donetsk attacking midfielder.
yeah,
Tyson.
that's just bullshit. Yeah,
I don't believe that. But apparently he had the deal already signed that all he needed was become president. So
I don't know.
yeah, one attacking midfielder or one player, unless it's either Ronaldo or Messi, won't win you that presidential election, I'm afraid. So better luck next time.
No, I know. I was just thinking that Bologna was a good idea, though.
I think the way he lost a lot of the vote, I think he did have a lot of support. He lost a lot of the vote by the manager thing, because that manager who he said, which I can't even remember the name of now,
Juan de Ramos.
Yeah, that's it. Former Tottenham manager has been sacked everywhere he went. So why would we want a manager who got sacked everywhere he's gone? Honestly, that's just why
I
I
don't
think
know.
he
He
lost
won a
it.
lot of trophies as well, so I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
He also played Tom Hoddesdon at left wing, so there's also
I'm
negatives.
still on the fence on that.
That's like playing William Carvalho at left wing. Can you imagine? Just William Carvalho running down the wing and crossing in.
I can generally like imagine that happening.
Just
Crazy,
William Carvalho, just Trevellas, just running down the wing.
as if
Like the Quaresma. The
Oh
Quaresma,
my
but
God.
William Carvalho.
Yeah, like Bartra tried to do today, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I still think the elections are kind of because I don't think Buncabai is the answer. At least if this keeps going the way it is, so you guys should be on the lookout for that.
The only thing I'm starting to doubt about that is, should George Jesus still be the manager next season?
No.
But the thing is, though, I did write this in my article as well, so a bit of a spoiler warning for you here. This that he is, without a doubt, the most successful manager in Portugal at the moment, no question. But
right, but he's the one that's been with a better team for longer than anybody else, though.
That is a fair point.
Look, so he has 2 Taças Portugal, right? 2, I think.
Yeah.
1 or 2?
2.
Actually,
I think.
No, 1.
No, one with Benfica and one
with Benfica. It didn't win with Sporting.
I'm sure he not with Sporting, but
Braga. I don't know. I don't think so. He might have reached the final, but I think he has 1 Taça Portugal, a bunch of Taças da Liga, and 3 campeonatos. So I mean, Rui Vitória has 1 campeonato, 1 Taça da Liga, and 1 Taça Portugal. So I mean, he's not that far off. And what I'm just trying to say is that George is the what did you call it? I forgot. The most successful manager in Portugal, because he's got way more years in bigger clubs.
Yeah, but you say that with the players that he signed for Benfica were the ones he found, such as Matic, such as David Luiz, such as the rest who have gone on to big things, Coentrao, Matic, all of those. So
yeah, but what about Mark Silva though? He brought you it was Leonardo Jardim brought you Slimani. Leonardo Jardim also brought you Freddy Montero.
Yeah, but
you had William Carvalho coming back. You had Adrian Silva coming back. You had Paulo Oliveira getting
coming
signed.
back, I believe.
There you go, João Mario. So it's not like JJ was the only one that was fighting out all these good players.
Of course, yeah, but the difference was that Leonardo Jardim left for Monaco. He didn't get sacked by Bruno.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I was pointing out players that were vital to you. They came from him.
I'm not sure if this is true, but did Marco Silva get sacked because he didn't wear the right suit? Yeah, I know.
No, that was just the excuse.
Oh, okay.
That's like Sporting's excuse for it, and I think that's what they went to court with, but they were just looking for an excuse to sack him.
Imagine being sacked because you weren't wearing the right suit. That is a poor excuse.
That's Bruno Carvalho for you. No. Bruno Carvalho being Bruno Carvalho.
bad decision in hindsight, but at the time, I didn't argue against it. So I'm not sure many Sportingista
I
fans
mean,
did.
what does something that you do forget and that people forget is that he lost championships with Benfica as well. As much as
Exactly.
he won it, like I think that the Campeonato, like the first one, not like the first one, not the one in 2009. I'm talking about the first of the three.
Yeah.
He had a great team. The second one, the B, was where he really, like, you could see that he was a great manager because we didn't have anything, and he managed to win the title there. At least I mean the midfield, as midfield wise, we didn't really have much. Had somebody good TV. So that was the kind of the year where it showed that he was good. But I mean, he lost championships with Matic and Witzel and Saviola, Aymar, Cardozo. So I mean, it's not like he's just a winner. So
That is true, and a lot of people do credit the Benfica's use of money and how they are more financially suited in the transfer market than Sporting is. But we still paid 18 million for Bastos, 8 million for Alan Ruiz, 2 million for Castaños. The 2 million Castaños could have been spent much better. I'm not sure how much. I think we paid a 1 million for Douglas, who is. Is he still here? Is he, like, in the B
I think he's
team?
gone. I think he was sold or something.
I don't remember seeing him sold though. That's the problem. Because Douglas was a George Jesus signing. He insisted on getting Douglas, so he's been linked to
Just
Sporting
like
for like 4 years.
just like we did with Elias. So
Oh,
that's the JJ signing as well. So I'm just saying.
yeah, fair enough. I'd never liked Elias and never will.
I know. I'm just saying that he's a JJ signing.
Yeah, I know. Both the president and the manager have made some awful signings. Next year, I hope that improve. Oh, and I just remembered as well, Gelson didn't have the best time out against Gimenez. He did lose the possession a lot, but I expect him fully to bounce back in the next game with a good performance. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on Sporting, I believe. Unless you've got anything to add.
Not really. I mean, not really. I know y'all know my opinion, so I mean, I'm just not gonna repeat myself.
That is pretty fair. So, just one more thing to add. Next week, Sporting. Hold up, let me load it up. We play Tondela on Saturday at 8:30, which is 5 o'clock in America time.
It's minus 5 hours.
It would be.
I didn't hear
3 o'clock.
What did you say?
8:30. It would be 3:30.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So Tondela away should be a win. However, it's away time.
Tondela plays good football, so I mean, I always go on the back foot with them because they always play good football. So it's like they're like in 15th, but you're like they don't play badly. So
they're in 17th.
Yeah.
To correct you there.
Sorry, but you got my point though.
Actually, went to watch Tondela play Sporting away. I think it was last season when Adrian had a penalty in the 90th minute.
Oh my freaking god! It was my best friend's birthday, and I was like, "Oh, Joe Brady had the foot on the line. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He had the foot on the line when he was throwing that ball in."
I remember that though. I just remember so many Sporting fans just looking away. They didn't want to see if the penalty went in or not. And then there's just massive fraud. It's one of the best moments I've ever been to. Just the celebrations afterwards. So yeah.
Boo. I'm just kidding. I mean, you want to talk about rumors?
There is 3 rumors, I believe. Transfer rumors that would be. Rui Patricia linked to Watford, where that I do not see happening at all. Rui Patricia needs to play in the Champions League, in my opinion. Not sure if you agree. Maybe Europa League at the lowest.
Wait, I didn't hear you. Sorry, I zoned out. What did you say? Patricio?
Rui Patricia to
Watford. Yeah, that's not happening.
And I said he should play in the said he should play in the Champions League or Europa League at the minimum.
Yeah.
William Carvalho linked to Lille.
Will?
I also don't see that
Really?
happening. Lille,
That's new.
William going there. I believe in an interview a couple of months ago, he said he'd want to play in England. So there you go. And the one I saw today was I think I saw two today. Rui Patricio was linked to Marseille and was it? And I think it was Monaco. The other friend. It was Marseille and Monaco. Rui Patricio was linked to today as well. I saw. So
you could go to Monaco. That's a doable deal.
That is true. And with the William thing, if we get 30 million for him, honestly. Oh, one more. William Carvalho linked to Man City. Apparently, Pep Guardiola wants to equal the buyout clause, which is 40 million euros.
Which is crazy. Just the change. It's just because it's his brother. And it's like, bro, I'm gonna give you some money, so go ahead. I'll buy him off you.
So like I said, if we take anything over 30 million, take it and run, or in William's case, take it and slow jog. So there we go.
The shots are good. The shots are really good.
Next year, I honestly see William leaving, Adrian leaving, Patricio leaving. It will be a dire squad. It looks like, especially if we don't make Champions League.
It's on hindsight, I think it would be better off if they all would have left this season.
Maybe not Patricio and Adrian, but William.
No, Adrian, definitely. You're better off without him than with him.
What, Adrian?
Think about this. Think about this, right? Whenever he doesn't play, you can't win.
Exactly. So if we sell him,
it would have been better. No. It would have been better if you just wouldn't have him at all, because you would have signed someone to replace him, and you don't have anyone to replace him.
The only reason we rejected that because that was on deadline day, and we couldn't. We would have been stuck with Elias and Bruno Cesar. So
I know. I'm just saying that you probably could have thought about eventually selling him if you would have had
Adrian's
the
glad
time.
he didn't go to Leicester. I bet he is glad with it. He doesn't want to be in a relegation battle, does he? So yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No,
so those are the three players I see
in the beginning. In the beginning of the transfer window, I don't exactly mean on that line.
Yeah, I agree.
If you think about it, you wouldn't have this issue where it's just like, what the hell do we play for Adrian? And you currently don't have anyone. And maybe if you would have not had him at all, it would have made things easier. There's another rumor, or are you just not going to talk about it?
No.
Yeah, Sporting wants 2 fullbacks. You're off that? Okay, they want Insua back.
Oh no!
Apparently,
they said
Carlos
Manet
said that that they were working out a deal, and JJ still wants him, and Bruno Gaspar, which is not going to happen.
The Manet, the Insua one. We did go in for him in January. We agreed a fee, but Insua was the one who said no. I don't know why he said no, but he said no. And I guess he'd rather play in the second tier of the Bundesliga, which is fair enough. And then the Manet one, I don't really want to see him back. In all honesty, I didn't really like him when he was here. Stuttgart, what? How rude! Stuttgart have got an option to buy 15 million. If they match the clause, that I'm happy with that.
Fair enough.
And I agree. The other one's not going to happen. So.
Why?
He'll probably end up at Benfica or somewhere, Porto.
No, it's Benfica own him, 50% of him.
Well,
so there's no way Bruno Carvalho is making a deal with Benfica.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
You wouldn't have
we're talking about the guy who got Markovic to get back at Benfica for signing Corio. So
yeah,
there you go.
All right. I'm lost. I don't think we have anything else to talk about Sporting.
No, that was it, I believe.
I think I touched every rumor, so move on
Yep. Move on to
to Benfica.
the league game, or
Yeah, the Liga game, obviously.
okay, that is the game I didn't watch because it was on a Friday. So
Was it not a Friday?
yeah, it was.
I can't even remember.
I believe it was on a
Was it?
Friday. Yeah,
No, it wasn't. No way it was. No, it wasn't.
I'm checking now.
You're drunk. It was on a Saturday. 8:30 Saturday.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. Oh, maybe I did watch it then. Who did I play?
Fitness.
I did. I did watch it. I was lost.
Oh my god. Yeah. You're probably thinking Porto. I don't know.
Zach lent me some of his good shit last week, so
Oh my god. Don't even.
I'm
Don't
on
even.
I'm on Zach's hype now. So
Uh, yeah, he's probably out there celebrating right now. If the
Yeah,
job interview went
did,
well as well.
did you see his video on Twitter?
No.
He went out. I think he was just like outside his house, screaming in Spanish. Don't know what he was saying, but he scared all the animals away. So there you go.
Great. So he's happy
Congratulations
celebrating.
to Zach.
Congratulations to Barcelona. I'm proud of that because I hate Barcelona. Sorry, Barca fans. Sorry. Um. So yeah, let's talk Feyenoord Benfica. Obviously, even though I have Feyenoord 1-0 Benfica, obviously not. It's 0-1 Benfica. PZ scored. Ederson was in goal. Almeida in for Semedo. That was on a 5 yellow card streak, so he's banned for a game. Luizão, Lindelof, and Elisa across the back. Samaris and Pizzi, Carrillo, Zivkovic, Salvio, and Mitroglou. Uh, um, what to talk about this game? First, the fans are fucking terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
I hated the flare things. And it's just no, just I love flares. Just don't throw them on the pitch because that's ridiculously stupid. Um,
They started
I
throwing
really
stuff
hated that.
at the goalkeeper as well for Fidient. So.
Yeah, it's not good sight.
I honestly at one point thought the ref was going to call it off just because there
He
was
should
so
have
much being
just
thrown onto
started
the
to call it off. In my opinion, he would have just called it off right off. You know, like in the
maybe.
beginning,
Yeah.
and should have just done something about it. But whatever, like it worked out well, so it's fine. But I don't want to see it happening again. I also want to see the league take proper action in teams to not overpay or to not overprice tickets because 55 euros for a stand that goes down when people celebrate is just not doable. Like that can't happen. If y'all didn't see, like, just scroll through our timeline until last week where I posted the video of when a couple of years ago, like Benfica scored and everybody was celebrating and the stand just fell, right?
Yeah.
So you saw that as well. So I think they should work on that because seriously, overpriced tickets for a place that doesn't even have any type of security, which is crazy. So something they definitely need to work on. But into talking about the game, I thought it wasn't a bad game. Um, it's not like we created a lot, but it wasn't that bad. I thought that Salvi was terrible again.
That chance he had, honestly, I'm not sure if you know the one I'm talking about. I assume you do. So it was 4-1, 3-1.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
And Salvio, instead of passing to Mitroglou and Pizzi, was it Pizzi?
Hell, he could have he could have passed it to everybody.
He decides to be a greedy little mug and shoots and miss.
A guy with zero football IQ. I've given up on him. Today was the day where I give up on him. He's got no football IQ. I can't deal with him anymore. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's stupid.
Is he stupid by any chance?
Yes, very. I think Zivkovic didn't play badly, although he gets fouled a lot and gets tired quite easily. But he did kind of well in the number 10 role because John is being out and all that, so he wasn't bad. I liked him there, but it is what it is. Carrillo played well. Probably had his best game for Benfica. set up Pizzi for the goal, and Pizzi also played really well, which is surprising. He's definitely turning around on his form. And Samaris was okay. And I feel Luizão was trash again, so nothing new there. And Ederson just made that miracle save. I don't know if you remember
I
that
was
one.
gonna, yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. He has really made me a believer in him. To be fair, he's he is a world class keeper. I'm just gonna
Yay! There we go.
still not
No, I
out
thought
there
that
on
save
Semedo
was
yet
so
though.
cool.
So
Fair enough. I
yeah,
don't care. Uh, um,
wow.
I don't. Andre Almeida didn't do anything. It didn't hurt us. Eliseo didn't hurt us. I thought overall the game was good. We should have scored more goals. I think we definitely let the game out in the open when it shouldn't be. But I mean, it's a 1-0 win against a difficult opponent, a small pitch and all that. So I'll take the 1-0 win, run away with it, and live to fight another day and stay on top. I
Who
don't
was
know
your man
what
of the
you thought about the
match?
game.
For me, it was
I
Pizzi.
can't say Carrillo because he didn't play the full 90 minutes. So Pizzi.
I would be. It was. I found it quite boring, to be honest. Just
Yeah,
one
because
nil.
it is. It was. It
Although
was. It wasn't
you
like it
know,
was a lot happening.
yeah, for me it was more interesting watching what the fans were doing than watching the game. But yeah, I thought Pizzi played well, something he's used to doing. Well, not used to doing over the last couple of matches. But we obviously assume that's down to his fatigue and the amount he plays for Benfica. And he probably needs to rest still.
Yeah.
Uh, I wanted to bring up a point. Actually, it'll be interesting to see who if he gets starting time in the national team now that Adrian is out for about I think it's like another month. So
Like 3 weeks, maybe.
uh, well, 2 or
It
three
should be
weeks.
roughly that, no?
But maybe they won't tell him to. Maybe George Jesus won't allow him to go.
I don't think he's gonna go. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if Pizzi plays for the national team. So I would like to see that happen because he honestly has deserved it. Coming from a Sporting fan, that's high praise as well. So
Nah, because I think overall everybody agreed that he's a very good player. I think he goes through these slumps because he's just not because he's been consistently playing more. With JJ, he played the most he ever did during a season, and then with Rui Vitória, he extended that and played even more. And now this year, he already has more minutes than last year. He's gonna go through slumps if he's consistently getting more minutes. So obviously he's gonna have a couple bad games because of fatigue.
yeah, a lot of people thought he should have been selected for the Euros. So there's that. Maybe.
Well, I think he deserved it over a couple players, but it is what it is.
Go on, name them. Who do you think he deserved it over?
Oh, freak! I can't think about any right now. Rafa probably. Although that'd be harsh. Andre Gomes maybe.
He was pretty bad to be fair, but I don't think he should
And
have
I
taken
can't
my
really
team.
remember, but I think he had a spot there. He would have started in the national team, maybe because
Virinha, maybe.
yeah, there you go. There's one guy. So I think he deserved a spot there, to be honest with you, because of the season that he had. Not that he was outstanding, but he was crucial.
Yeah, fair point.
hmm Uh, is that it about the game?
Yeah, that's pretty boring. Not much to discuss.
No, not really. That was it. Benfica got away with a win. I guess that's good, right? So, I mean, nothing to worry about. Porto won, Benfica won, so everything stays the same except for Sporting. That's not 12 points off Benfica, 11 off Porto.
And on that
Sorry
note,
about
let's
that.
League game that Memphis just played.
Yeah, let's get on to that game.
Two
Yeah, I had
compare
to.
that game.
No, I'm going to talk about that game. I'm not going to run away from it.
Go ahead.
So Benfica played Borussia Dortmund today. Obviously, lost 4-0. Aubameyang scored 3 times, and Pulisic as well. Ederson was in goal. Semedo, Wizão, Lindelof, and Ilse across the back, with Salvio and Servi on the wings. Almeida, Samaris, and Pizzi in the midfield, and Mitroglou up top. Um, reading myself for this. Not. It's not really a big of a rant, but Savio is terrible. He's terrible. He's bad. He's bad. He's bad. He's bad. I don't care if he scores. I don't like a winner every single match day from now on. He's still gonna be terrible. Um,
Do you agree
he,
he's the Brian Ruiz of Benfica? Always gets picked and you don't know why.
yeah, he's one
Nah.
of the favorites, and it's annoying because he will even. I think that the second goal is also his fault. How way he loses that ball in the air, he shouldn't have. But no, he's not really that good, and he's past his prime. Definitely, the two injuries to the knees hurt him. I don't blame him, but there's no way he should start for Benfica.
United
Andre
when you had
Almeida
the
played
chance.
really, yeah. Andre Almeida played really well, but if you call up Filipe Augusto and he's fit, he's starting over Almeida any day. I think that's ridiculous that he plays Almeida over Filipe Augusto. I don't care if he's coming off an injury. If the dude's fit, you play him over Almeida. Although Almeida did quite well, so I'm not going to bash on him. But I think they should have played Augusto. PC had a good game, and Servi as well. I really like Servi. And Mitroglou, I know that you said that he was invisible, but there's it's not really his fault. I rarely blame strikers in these type of games because
Yeah, it wasn't his fault, to be fair.
they can't really do anything, and he tracked back a lot and defended quite well. So I mean, you can't really ask too much of him. I thought that the first goal was totally studied by Dortmund, like I told you. It's exactly the same type of goal that Bayern Munich scored against Benfica. Um, so they need to work on that. I know that you said that's mid sleeping, and I also think so, but it's something that they studied. And I credit them as well on that play. But after that, I mean, Benfica stayed like themselves. They were basically what they did with Bayern. They conceded early on, but they never really gave up anything. They played their own style of game with Dortmund always having more of the ball. But after the first 25 minutes, Benfica kind of started attacking a bit more and had a couple of chances. Going halftime 1-0, I was okay with it because it's a game where we only needed one goal, and we started the second half really good with Servi almost scoring. I don't know if you remember that from a Semedo cross
Yeah,
where
say
a
that
player.
again, sorry. Sorry,
S-
you zoned out on me. I'm allowed to zone out
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you.
yeah. No, I'm just saying. In the beginning of the second half, we started really well. With Semedo crossing the ball to Servi, where he almost scores, but a
Yeah,
player gets the ball first and makes a tackle and stops it from going in. And just after that, we could see the goal, and it's 2-0. And I'm like, okay, because I said in the first half, if it's 2-0 down, I don't care, because like I'm okay with it. But seconds after, we can see that third goal, and it just kind of killed the team. It just kind of killed everybody. And I'm not going to blame anybody on the third goal because just everything first touch type of thing is pass goal. Is basically it. So I mean, I'm not really going to blame him on that. So I think though the second goal Lindelof could have done better, but on the third goal it's just a goal. And after that, I mean he made the right substitutions at the wrong time. Salvi went off for
I
Genre,
agree.
and Zivkovic came on for the Samaris because Samaris was on a yellow. So I mean, if you would have signed with Zivkovic and Serbi, it would have been the better option because Zivkovic is so much more technically gifted, and I don't say this in the wrong way. Defend, they just attack. Because
Yeah, they
yeah, go ahead.
best. But I have to admit that Weigl in the holding midfield, I thought he pulled the strings a lot for Dortmund. I thought he was a
Yeah,
really good player in that
um,
game.
but like to get to my point, you know why I say this? It's because they have they play a 4-3-4 basically. Wait, is it right? Right? They play. Wait, was it four? Wait,
Four
three,
one.
four, four. No, because they play three guys at the back, and then they play literally like two midfielders, and the rest is up front. So
Well,
either they win the ball like right next to the opponent's box, or they foul you. Like literally, Dortmund players they foul you a lot because they know that their defense is not able to defend, so they have to stop the attacks in the beginning of it. So that's why I thought that Zivkovic would have been a great option, because if he goes through that first and second player off a dribble, a clear path to goal because they only had three guys back. So Dortmund are kind of a weird team because they score a lot, yeah, but if you manage to control the midfield, they have nothing because they're literally average. Um, because their defenders aren't really that great. I mean, Piszczek's playing as a center back when he's a natural right back. Bartra isn't good. I don't like him. Um, Schmelzer's good, and so is Weigl and Castro and Aubameyang. But really, if it wasn't for the pace that they have up front and the ability to get the ball back in the opponent's midfield, they wouldn't be as much as a super team as they are. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
I'd agree for that with a sense, but you've also got to remember that they didn't have Royce playing, they didn't have Guts playing, Guerrero this season also did not start. So there's that.
To be honest, Royce was useless against us in the first leg.
So was Aubameyang.
Yeah, so it was Aubameyang. I mean, Aubameyang scores a lot of tap-ins though. So I mean, and that fourth goal is offside. So
if you let me talk about the game, if you will. So I believe Edison.
Just a second. I forgot about the Dembele sending off, which is like totally. I said this, and I mean this. If he isn't sent off, complain about Alex Telles being sent off, because it's literally the same thing happened. 2 fouls, even though Dembele didn't get yellow card for the foul, he got yellow card for the way that he reacted. And like seconds later, he fouls Eliseo again. He stomps him, so it's a yellow card offense, and the referee lets it slide. And if the referee lets it slide in this game, then the other ref could have let it slide with Alex Telles, even though they're kind of different fouls, but it's the same concept. Because 2 yellow card offenses, and one guy gets punished and the other one doesn't. I mean, it's been happening a lot with all the Portuguese teams. It's not just Benfica. We all know it happens, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks tremendously. It's annoying, because they could have changed the whole complex of the game. And at one point, Dembele was getting all the fouls, and I'm like, these two shouldn't even be on the pitch right now. And it's just annoying. I mean, I'm not saying Benfica would have gone away and won that game. I don't even know if they would have scored a goal. It could have stayed 4-0, but it would have changed the whole, game plan, I guess. But now you can go on and have your opinion about the game.
I was going to say to that point about Dembele, that a yellow card should be a last warning. You would agree with me on that, right? So after he gives a foul, you can't be like, "Oh, that's your last warning." You've already done a last warning. That's what the yellow cards are for.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that. I was going to say Edison conceded 4 goals, but he was
brilliant.
He was brilliant. The saves he made, you're lucky he didn't go 8-0 down. He was fantastic. Although 2 of the miraculous saves, Aubameyang was offside, he still made those saves. No, those were 2 very clutch saves for you. Well, at the time they were. Looking back, not very much. And I felt bad for him for the first goal because I don't think he would have saved that. It was just too much of a powerful strike from Aubameyang.
Yeah, too close.
And Nelson Semedo, you can say whatever you want about him. He was at fault for the first goal, no doubt in my mind about it. He watched Aubameyang just run and take it. It was stuck with him. No matter how much you read teams' tactics, you should always stay on the one of the number one strikers one of the best strikers in the world. So there's that. I agree with you saying Salvio did nothing for your team. A lot of players I felt were invisible. Like I said, Mitroglou, Salvio, Jonas when he came on. Jimenez came on as well.
I thought Jonas, though you got to be honest, as soon as Jonas came on, he actually held on to the ball quite well and actually did what I said they should have done. He managed to skill pass quite a few players and release the balls into areas where there was no pressure. I don't know if you noticed that, but
yeah.
Like he was on the left with Eliseo, and all of a sudden he dribbles into the middle and switches the play all the way to the other side. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was the kind of thing that that should have we should have started with. But go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. What was I to say? You've
He's
cut me
Jonas.
off.
You're talking about Jonas.
Yeah, I was just talking about the players who I didn't feel had a good game for you. Luis Al, definitely at fault for a majority of those goals. But the pace for Aubameyang, there's no centre back I don't think in the world has got.
No.
But I do think he shouldn't have played. You have faster centre backs in your team. Luis Al was just a snail, really. 36 years of age. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. But
I think
who knows?
I'm more pissed off that I'm gonna have to deal another year of him. I'm just done. And people can say whatever. I respect the hell out of that guy. He's just done.
In fairness to him, he was quality in the first leg.
Yeah, but I refuse to say that a guy should start when he has like 5 good games a season. No, sorry.
Yeah, you have much better the centre backs. You have Lisandro. Was he there? Lisandro, was he fit?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's probably a better option than Luis Al for this
Jardel
game.
was great, to be honest with you, when he played.
Jardel, yeah.
For the Taça, was it the Taça? Yeah, against Surreal, he was very good. He's looking like his old self. But go on.
That team that Dortmund have, Aubameyang fast, Pulisic fast. Who's their other one? Ousmane Dembele is fast. They have fast. If Guerrero played at left back, he's also fast. But there's definitely discussion about the Benfica's centre backs and why, especially Luis Al. So
Lindelof was good, to be honest. I thought he had a good overall decent game. He didn't concede a lot. I thought the second goal was his fault, yes, but there's only so much you can expect from a guy, and I thought it was very good, to be honest, in my opinion. Obviously,
yeah, it's quite hard to defend centre backs when you concede 4, but he is a good player. I'll give him that. So
you gotta try to focus on the positives, because I know you don't like Eliseo, but to be honest, though, he wasn't. He doesn't really. I don't know, man.
I'm not the only one. I
think he gets way too much hate than he deserves, because he's kind of solid defensively. He doesn't really. I mean, he's not bad. I think he's one of those guys where I don't mind him. Would we have Grimaldo? Would it be different? Yeah, but I mean, I'm not bothered about him, And I thought he had another good game. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think any of the goals were his fault anyway.
I still don't like him, and I know a lot of your fan base don't either.
I think it's just down to personal opinion. I genuinely have nothing against him, and it is what it is. But you go on. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say that when I have seen Eliseu play this season, it's mostly been pretty poor, and throughout the last couple of seasons as well. I felt he was poor when he played in the national team. Also, I don't know how he was picked, to be honest, but like you said, it's a matter of opinion. So that's just mine.
Yeah, like I said, he's not great, but he's not a guy. He's not going to cost you games. At least I don't believe that's the case. He might make a silly mistake or two, and he might give away a penalty like he did. But 99.9% of the games, he's not going to cost you a game. That's my opinion. But you can go on now.
He's not as bad as the guy. I can give you that. That's not particularly hard.
Yeah, it's still you though, right? You're still talking about the game unless you're done with it. I wouldn't think so.
No, I was done.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
What did you think of Pizzi?
Oh no, sorry, I wasn't done. All I was about to say as well was the first 20 minutes. I thought you were awful. I don't remember an attacking move you had in the first 20 minutes, and then the mostly you perform much better in the attacking sense and the defending sense. Although you did concede 3, so there's that. But I still thought you played better in the second half.
What did you think of PZ?
Another player who was invisible.
It's kind of unfair, but I'll take it.
It's when they don't score a goal though, you have to blame, and well, you don't have to blame, but most of the blame will go on Pizzi, Mitroglou,
I can't
and
blame the
Jones.
offense if they're not attacking. If you're not attacking, how can you score?
It's the attacking players' fault. They should attack.
No, it's the strategy. It's the strategy. I don't know, man. I think the third goal, I think would have stayed 2-0. I genuinely think Benfica would have turned the game around. But the third goal, when it happened, just killed off the game basically because Benfica started off the second half quite well. I think you'd agree with me on that.
Yeah, I agree. You played much better attackingly.
So I mean, and obviously we're talking ifs and buts, but imagine if Servi's plays actually ends up on a goal, it could change the whole complex of the game again. So I mean, it is what it is. But I honestly think that the 4-0 result is too heavy for what we managed to accomplish. That's my opinion. But it is what it is. Like I'm just kind of sad because I genuinely think that we had a chance to beat this Dortmund side because they're not world beaters. I mean, they're good, but I genuinely don't think that they're that great. I think they have a very good offense, and the way that they defend right after losing the ball is what helps them win. But
Yeah.
let's say if it was Arsenal playing them, I think they would have gotten trashed.
No,
Again,
because
like
Arsenal are awful. Maybe Man
no, I'm
City.
talking about Arsenal getting trashed by Dortmund. I think they would have lost by a lot more goals.
Oh, I put him in the other way around.
No,
Okay,
no.
fair enough.
So I don't know if you'd agree with me on that, but it just kind of feels like they're that type of team where if you, I don't know, like they're just
They're the
way
team
more
that are
physical.
they're very effective on the counter attack as well, which I saw. We all obviously saw a lot during that game. So
Yeah, and as you
so
saw
yeah,
with your
I
games
agree.
against them, so it was basically that. I mean, when they played Sporting, that was basically it. It was just hit them on the counter.
We scored at their stadium, unlike you, to be
No, you
fair.
didn't.
So
You lost 1-0.
oh, what was I thinking of? Oh, we scored against them in our stadium. No, I swear Bruno Cesar scored against them in their stadium, and we lost
No,
at our home. No,
no, you lost at home and you lost away. You lost both.
I know we lost both.
You lost
I'm talking about the
1-0. You
goals.
lost 1-0. You lost 1-0
I'll
away
take your
and
word for it.
2-1 at home. Okay.
I'll take your word for it. And for all those Benfica fans saying that Sporting won't get Champions League next year because of Benfica and Porto going out, the till 2018. So there you go.
Does it mean that
We might not make it next year, but
can we make it back if all of us go through though next year?
maybe.
Right? Because I mean, if it doesn't alter until 2018, then it means that we got a chance to keep it. Right? That makes sense.
I think we have to go quite far. Was it like maybe the semis?
If we keep on if we keep on going to the round of 60, the issue is fucking sorry, but Sporting. To be honest, or Porto. To be honest, I think it's both of them. Where we only have where when we have 3 teams, one of them always goes out.
Yeah.
And
In all fairness, though, I know you're not trying to take shots at Sporting, but a lot of the Benfica fans were. We had a much tougher group than Porto and Benfica, so there you go.
no, you didn't.
Blaming us.
You should have still made it to the Europa League. That's no excuse.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, this game sucked because I was really expecting way more. But anyway.
I enjoyed it. If that helps.
Shut up. That's just. I'm not gonna complain about that though. I'm not, because if I don't care if you go out, then I shouldn't care if you don't care that I go out. So I literally don't care. Are we down to the questions now? I think that's it. Unless you want to just finish off anything on the game, I don't think so. All right. So Alright, we finished off on the game. Did we get any questions? What were the questions?
Both in the messages, I think.
Was it the Danielle one, or did we get anybody else? You gotta help me out with that.
I think it was two. Let me
Was it
check.
Jordan? Because Jordan sent a
Yeah,
couple questions, but you
I think
replied to him, so.
me and Kevin did, because
Okay.
Kevin also had his say. You can have yours if you want.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, so it's Daniel and Jordan. Those two.
Okay, but we already replied to Jordan, is it? So it's fine. So just go on to Danielle. Thoughts on my Portuguese teams apart from Porto in 04 and Benfica's two little runs in the final eight don't really go far in the Champions League. Benfica also got to reach the semi-finals, by the way. Just say.
It's both of his points that he makes there. We don't Real and literally any club in the Champions League, bar the ones that finish bottom, or even teams like Legia Warsaw and stuff like those. We're in the nation that qualify. We're the poorest, and it is that also the big clubs take our players. Look at Sporting; they lost Slimani and João Mario, two of the best players last season. Did Benfica lose anyone?
We lost Gedge, but that doesn't really count. The issue is exactly that, because we can't have anybody shine. Benfica has Renato shine for 6 months, gone. We have Gedge shine for 6 months, gone. We have Grimaldo shine for 6 months. He would have been gone if he wasn't injured. And Sporting got lucky with Gelson, because he could have well been off. Adrian, William Carvalho, even though I don't really rate him all that much now.
Patrice.
Porto. I mean, Porto is the only team where it's like Danilo, I suppose. I don't really like this Porto team, so.
Andre Silva potentially as well could have gone last year. He linked to Arsenal.
Yeah, but these rumors are kind of for me, because I think it's still way too early. But yeah, I think like lack of money and the fact that they just take all our players, it just kind of hampers. Like, you can't compare Benfica to Dortmund, because if Benfica had Aubameyang or Royce or Dembele or Castro or Weigl or anybody else, it would be gone in 6 months. So, I mean, imagine if Dortmund was a small team, right?
Right.
If they had Weigl, he would have been gone by now.
In all fairness, though, they do get a lot of their players snapped up by Bayern, and we have seen.
Yeah, but they do have a lot of money, so they can keep their players. So unless you're like they jump ships to Bayern, not a lot of players leave.
Yeah, true.
If you can tell me one Dortmund player that left for another team.
I need to think about this. I can't actually,
Hummels went to Bayern, Lewandowski went to Bayern, Götze went to Bayern, now went back to Dortmund. Kagawa went to Manchester United, but now he's back at Dortmund. And
yeah. Henrik Mkhitaryan. There we go. There's one.
Oh yeah, Mkhitaryan. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I mean, but it's kind of like it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
It's not.
So, and right there, there's just a piece on the show that just came out where it said Dortmund beats Benfica and players get a hefty fee or hefty price. I don't know what I don't know.
They said yeah.
They get 100,000 euros for each player.
Each player that played. Yeah, that's mad. That is actually.
So how would you How would you not like?
I'm sure Barcelona probably had the same thing as well, but
Yeah, but you just can't. You can't compete for that. Like you just can't. Like you give such a hefty a bonus to a player, and just gonna work their asses off. I don't So yeah, it's down to money, because quality is similar, but the issue is that they have those one or two playmakers that just finish off the game. Because if you would have gone into if you would dissect Dortmund or Juventus, you'd see that that both teams are kind of similar to their opponents. It's just the fact that they have that one or two playmakers that they can have that our teams don't have.
Yeah.
Because let's say they don't have like Aubameyang and Dembele, for example.
Yeah.
Even game if they had like Adrian Ramos, So
I don't think he's there anymore.
no,
but
I'm just saying if they had him,
I
instead
get your
of
point.
somebody. So
I'm just saying.
And Juve without like Dybala and Higuain.
Juventus will still be a very good team. I don't question
But
that.
they'd be beatable. They're a beatable side without two of their two strikers, basically, because they're the real playmakers. You know what I'm just trying to say is that they can have
I
that
get your
extra
point there.
player. That we can't have like Benfica, Porto, and Sporting. They can't have like let's say that Suarez turns out to be a huge player, and somebody just snatch him off of Porto. They can keep him. So we can't have that extra guy that's going to give you an advantage unless he's old. That's the only way.
Yeah, I was gonna say when Nani came at Sporting, he was the only player that actually a big name player coming to help Sporting. But I believe we're in the Europa League by that point anyway. So. No, we
Yeah,
weren't.
but
We were in the Champions League, I believe.
I don't
We
know.
played against Chelsea.
But you have but you have like Jonas for Benfica, right? But he's 32. So you either have those like big playmakers when they're old, so you can kind of have them, but they're not what they used to be at their prime. I'm not using Jonathan as an example, but it's the only possibility.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, it's money. It's basically money. I think that's it.
I've got a question for you. One more to end the questions.
Go ahead.
In a recent interview, David Luiz said he wanted to come back to Benfica and win the Champions League as a player or a coach. Do you think he'll return?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll win the Champions League with him returning?
No.
Fair enough.
I cannot dislike him because I think he's a very honest person. And I loved when he gave out an interview and he said if football was just about love, that he would have stayed at Benfica. But we all know that's like a lot more than that. It's a lot of money going into those things.
Yeah, if he was a true player, some players do play for love. Look at Francesco Totti, for example, John Terry. There's a lot. So.
And Luizão, but those are. It's true. But
like
those are
no one's forcing him to take the money, are they?
Of course not. But it's more than that. Football is more than love. It's is
about winning.
Right now, it's business. Yeah.
Winning and money.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not mad about his decisions, and I want him to come back. He's one of those guys that I
feel like he'll go to China instead. Now that China has so much money and America, I just don't think they can compete with love.
I genuinely think, though, he's one of those guys, if he finishes his career off Benfica, that he comes back anyway and becomes a part of the club.
I hope Ronaldo is the same with Sporting. So
he's going to do
Ronaldo
a Figo,
and Nani.
mate. He's going to do a Figo, mate. Sorry.
He's going to go to America.
Nah, he's going to do a Figo. And he's going to stay at Inter or something. So he's going to stay at Real Madrid or something.
Come back to Sporting, please.
No. They'll be kind of cool, though, but no.
I'll take Nani said he'd come back. Nani, I can see. I'll take Nani.
He's not that good. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine.
No worries, mate.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah. Could be coming back anytime soon. If he gets relegated, mate, you never know.
Well. Well, that's what I say.
Bastos. Jesus. Clear money up front.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Give Luizão nightmares.
Oh my god. I mean, I think that's it. That's it, right? I think we talked about everything. Sorry we weren't Porto focused, but Kevin wasn't here, and I really didn't watch the game.
I didn't either.
2-0. When it was 2-0, I just switched channels and didn't watch anything. So, We'll be back next week on a Tuesday after Porto play Juventus in the second leg of the Champions League, which should spell doom for every Portuguese club.
You never know.
Sorry to say that, but it's kind of obvious. Porto have to score 3 goals in the Juve stadium and can't concede any, so it's gonna be difficult. We'll see what happens though. But yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday with probably and most likely Kevin and Zach.
Woo.
See you guys next week. Ciao.
Ciao. Drop Castaños.